You think he's coming back?
I don't know. Why would you run, Bane?
You should be as afraid of him as I am.
I won't bury you. I've buried enough members of the Wayne family.
You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
I am actually sick right now. I think I might have strep throat or some kind of cold or something, so,
What the fuck? It's summer.
I know, right? Tell that to my friggin' biology. But anyways, I might sound a little weird, might not talk as much, which is part of the course.
Always.
Remember the early episodes where everybody complained I didn't talk as much?
Yes. I remember those greatly.
But now I talk way too much on the podcast. So this is our pre-E3 episode. I think we're going to do one every day. Well, Monday, Tuesday at least. When is Microsoft's conference?
Monday.
I don't know.
Microsoft's is Monday?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll just do it Monday and Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe Friday. I don't know. But definitely Monday and Tuesday because that's when the big three are having their conferences.
Well, I can let you know that anything during the day I probably won't be doing.
Well,
I leave for St. Louis on Tuesday, and I'm there till Saturday at like midnight.
What do you define as during the day?
Like, I'm gonna be busy pretty much all day. Maybe I might be free in the evening, but absolutely no promises. 'Cause I don't know what we have planned and who I'm gonna see. But just an FYI, I might not be around.
Okay. Well, we got by a couple episodes last E3 without you, Steph, so not that it's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still like be posting and stuff, but like.
Yeah. Okay, so, well, we'll figure out all the details as we get closer.
Yeah.
So it was suggested in the thread that we do what are we playing at the moment. Steph, you go first.
At this very second, I'm playing WoW like a fag.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a manager guild, and it's yeah. Anyway, other than that, I have been playing Dragon's Dogma and Diablo. And a little bit of Downpour on and off.
How do you find Dragon's Dogma?
I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's not a great game, but it's enjoyable for what it is. It takes a bunch of little pieces from other great titles. You got the free roaming aspect of like Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls series, and then you've got freaking Monster Hunter combat, which is awesome. But it's all dark and gritty and has the multiplayer aspects of like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, where you can't really play with another person, but you have these characters that go with you called pawns. That are these little NPC characters that you kind of control, and you can upload the ones that you've created with your stats and everything for people to use.
Okay, so, well, what do you like better? Monster Hunter Tree or Dragon's Dogma?
Monster Hunter is much more well defined for what it is. Dragon's Dogma feels like a prototype. Like, it's not really sure what it wants to be, which both works for it and against it. It definitely has an enjoyable type of gameplay style, and I'm having fun with it, but it doesn't really excel at any specific thing.
That's kind of the impression I got from it, watching reviews and stuff. That's good. Not exactly thrilled that you're playing a game while we're recording a podcast, but whatever. Keep it casual, I guess.
I'm doing both.
Stealth, what have you been playing?
I played LA Noire finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Seems like
and
you would have played that before, considering how much you like Alan Wake.
yeah, I'm waiting on Saints Row the Third to come in now.
Mm. That's another game that came out a while ago.
Yeah.
I've been playing Dimension 3 that came out like 2 years ago. Um, but I finally got it in the mail, and I'm not even done with like the first chapter because I have like no time to play anything anymore, which sucks. But it's actually a lot better than the first game so far. Um, Looking forward to getting further in that game. You guys know what game I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You guys should get it. Um,
Click, 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 click.
so I guess that's what we've been playing. Um, Sorry to anyone that was looking for like this awesome segment on what all we've been playing and all our thoughts and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
E3 soon,
yeah,
and I gotta get ready to that.
yeah. So forgive us for the abbreviated section, but we're making progress. We're taking um, advice into account and what we should do. If you have any other ideas, please post them. Um, and so that's what we've been playing. Anything else been going on in the news? It's kind of like the pre-E3 quiet before the storm, you know.
Mm.
Oh, there was Lords of Shadow 2, I guess, announced in a 3DS game. Anyone looking forward to that?
I haven't played the first one, so I can't say.
Steph,
Of what?
Lords of Shadow 2 and the 3DS game. What do you think?
I haven't played it.
Me neither, but I really want to play it. And I heard the trailer has like this spoiler part in it, and apparently something happens at the end of the game that's like, oh my gosh, twist. And
Yeah, I think Alucard shows up. I think.
don't spoil it for me, Stealth. Jeez, I'm just telling you, I'm not watching the trailer because I don't want to get spoiled. The 3DS game could be cool, but I'm skeptical that a Western team will be able to pull off a portable Castlevania right, you know. Um, it's also 2.5D, which is kind of a little lame, but it works a lot better on 3DS than DS. So. So that was announced at Konami's press conference, which was midnight yesterday, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Um, and it was pre-recorded, and they aired it like days before E3. Did anybody watch it?
I did.
Mm-mm.
I had to.
Uh, was it like as insane as like their 2010 one?
Nope.
Yeah, I
It
figured.
was just like given pre-recorded. Everything was planned and everything was filmed. So it'd be like something you watch out of like a featurette of a game or a movie. It'll give you like interviews and behind the scenes stuff.
How was the Mega 64 segment? Because I was at work whenever it aired.
It came on during when they were talking about Metal Gear Rising, and they were saying that the demo for Metal Gear Rising would be part of Zone of the Enders HD when that comes out.
Jehuti in 1080p.
I'm looking at
I also saw that skit. They posted it to their YouTube today. I thought it was pretty funny. The one with Raiden looking for a job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm not good with sports games, so I don't follow it, and I kind of made a mistake during the writing.
What was that? Oh, PES?
Yeah. I put down PES, like a Z at the end, and I got FIFA's popularity confused. It's like, damn it.
Can't win them all, especially when it's like a sport that is not really that popular here. I mean, it's kind of lame.
Indeed.
I'm just waiting for it to be posted. I wrote it last night.
So, what announcements are you hoping are at E3, people? Anybody? Stealth, you go first.
Huh?
What do you hope is announced at E3?
It's not gonna happen. I know it's not, but Half-Life.
3 or episode 3?
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Like, I know for a fact is that Valve has said that they're going to be doing some sort of announcement, and it involves 3 something. And I know for a fact that it's not Team Fortress 3, because we don't even have Meet the Pyro yet. So they're not done with Team Fortress 2, and Team Fortress 2 is still like freaking cash out for them. They don't need a third one. And Left 4 Dead, I think the industry and the gaming community has kind of just gotten over. So I don't think it'd be smart to release the Left 4 Dead 3, and I really don't want a third Portal. The charm's worn off.
Yeah,
Well,
you can't really.
Gabe said that they're not announcing any new games at E3. Read that.
I'm expecting more compatibility with the PS3, because Steam is available on PlayStation 3, but they haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, that's true. It's not really... After it was announced, it's like nobody talked about it.
My top 5 announcement not expected at E3 should be hitting tomorrow. So I'm kind of actually excited for that.
Steph, what do you hope is announced at E3?
Honestly, I just want a solid Vita lineup. I bought a Vita from Monster Hunter,
Sucker.
and that's all I have. That and Escape Plan. Oh, and Rayman. And so I'd like to see a nice solid lineup of games that I'll be able to play with in the next year. And I want to see more in Beyond Good and Evil 2. What happened to that?
That's been moved to the next gen.
So don't expect it anytime soon.
Yeah. Don't expect Monster Hunter on Vita either. I think it's pretty obvious that Nintendo's got that locked up. I do hope that Tree for 3DS is localized, but...
Which one is that?
It's the Tree port to 3DS with some bonus content. And no online, which is freaking stupid. But hopefully they would add online.
You mean Try?
Yeah. Try, Tree, whatever.
It's a very big difference.
Well, Try, I think TRY. You know?
No, Try. It's a prefix for third.
I don't know. Whatever. Tomato.
Anyway, definitely gonna see a lot of stuff on the Wii U. I feel pretty confident that Wii U and 3DS is gonna be all that Nintendo's gonna show. I think they've completely given up on the Wii.
Well, yeah, that's pretty obvious. They kind of were like, oh crap, we don't have anything to release. Quick, let's get Xenoblade. You know, it's already been translated and released in Europe months ago, but that'll fill the release calendar. I do hope that Nintendo's Wii U showing delivers. They're not going to change the name, that was confirmed. Some other rumors that they've gotten 2 of the Wii U pad controllers working with the system, which is pretty good news. And also that they've beefed it up a little. I'm hoping that they're the biggest thing I'm hoping for before any games. Obviously games are important, but I'm really looking forward to what they do with the online system and the download system, because if they don't get that right from the get-go, they're going to be like struggling the entire generation like they were with the Wii.
Yeah, Nintendo has the most to gain and the most to lose at the same time with this E3.
Yep. Although if it's anything like the 3DS, I think it'll be decent, but I hope they improve on it. They said there's going to be some kind of account-based system, but it's kind of vague if they meant multiple players having different local accounts for this system, or having your game purchases tied to an overarching online account.
Which is what they need to do.
Yeah, it's a long time coming. I hope they do it. Otherwise, I hope they also allow transferring the Virtual Console and WiiWare stuff to the Wii U, because some of us have built up an entire generation's worth of old games from the Virtual Console, and we don't want them saying, oh, we're gonna start all over, and from the first day we're gonna the Virtual Console is going to be completely empty, and then we're going to start releasing old games 3 at a time per week or whatever again. Like they did with the Wii. That'd be really dumb.
What they need to do is they need to fully embrace online, especially with how they keep pushing about connection and being a community and all this kind of stuff. It's the whole idea behind the name of their system, the Wii. It's we, all of us, but they continue to isolate their players. I get that Nintendo wants to protect the kiddies, but it's not that difficult to put a parental support system that's already on the system and letting parents handle that.
Mm-hmm. And they need to do more with educating the parents, like, we have this system. Like, with the Wii, nobody knew, in the 3DS, nobody knew that there's a way to, like, lock out certain games over certain rating.
Make it part of the setup feature.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm kind of hopeful. I don't think it'll be as good as they're showing will be as good as 2010 or 2006. I hope I'm wrong on that, because that'd be fantastic, but I'm kind of keeping my expectations low for this.
Yeah, I'm extremely skeptical about it, because I'm not sold on the Wii U. I'm afraid that it's going to fall into the same pit that happened with the Wii, where they're going to overpromise everything, and it's going to end up being a gimmicky disappointment.
I think there's less of a chance happening that with Wii U, just because it is basically a standard controller with a screen tossed into the mix. Worst comes to worst, they just display like a map or something on there.
Which doesn't justify spending $300-400 on a new system.
No, but I mean, really, when you're buying a Nintendo system, it comes down to the Nintendo games, and if the games are good and they're going to be in HD for the first time, so if that's something you're looking into, then obviously also maybe enhanced PS360 ports, possibly.
The thing that Nintendo really needs to do is to help give me a reason as to why I need this system, especially if they're going to have some quote-unquote improved ports from the 360 and PS3. Why should I go out and bother buying this brand new system when I can already play these games on what I already have? That's going to be Nintendo's biggest hurdle, is proving to the gaming community that you need to have this, that these features make this game so unique, so different, and so much better that if you don't do this, you're going to have a disappointing experience. And I just don't think they're going to deliver on that.
Well, I don't think it's going to be that clear-cut at first. I think a lot of the initial ports will just be pretty lazy and pretty much look the same across both of them.
Which is going to be horrible in the beginning. That's not going to make me want to go out and buy the system.
No, but it's better than the Wii situation, where it was basically Nintendo's first-party lineup and some really, really low-budget original games like Elebits and Red Steel. I think the situation will be better than the Wii at first, at least. Now, as we transition into the next generation, and if developers don't port any PS4 or next Xbox games, then it's going to become more of a Wii situation, where the third-party ports start drying up, and you're basically left with a Nintendo machine. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
I'm going to have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, everything will be answered Tuesday. I'm excited that it's finally pretty close. I'm excited, not just for Nintendo, but for all the other companies, what they could announce. Although I heard Square Enix isn't going to announce anything new, and that they're not going to show Versus 13. And that whole situation's kind of a big joke at this point. Game's been like 6 years in the making. Well, making in air quotes, because it didn't actually enter production until like a couple years ago. But still. From the reactions, I guess neither of you were looking forward to that game.
No, I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan.
Um, uh, if you could just swing it back to to Wii U for just a second. There was some news recently. Um, some guy on Twitter posted an image of the new Wii U controller, and it's basically the same. It's a little longer, I think, but it has analog sticks instead of circle pads, and analog triggers instead of digital triggers, and it looks a little more ergonomic too. So those are all kind of pleasant surprises. I don't think they were really killer features or um, uh, breaking features um, to a lot of people, but some people were raging that they basically copied the 3DS circle pads over to it. So at least that's resolved. Um, did you
I
guys?
don't think we're gonna see a price tag or anything like that
No.
announced.
No,
at
they
E3.
said there's not going to be a price tag or a date.
Of course.
They
Nope.
did the same thing with the Wii at E3 2006. They were basically like, we're going to hold these details for a little later. Actually, I remember.
TGS.
They announced
Yeah, it's a Tokyo Game Show announcement.
if they're at the Tokyo Game Show. Otherwise, it's going to be the same like day as the Tokyo Game Show, but at their own event or whatever.
With them wanting to get the Wii U out by the end of this holiday season, I can't see them not going to the Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah. They announced the Wii's price and date the day before my birthday in 2006, so that was September 15th. I remember them doing that. Which is just about the Tokyo Game Show time. Um, it'll be interesting. I think it'll be November 20 something, and it'll be like $300. That's kind of what I'm betting on at this point. What do you guys think it'll cost
I'm expecting at least 400.
for the Wii U?
Yes.
About 350.
It could be 350. I think it might be 350, but I think they've been burned on the 3DS enough that they're gonna price it a little lower. They might take a hit at first. They're taking a hit right now on the 3DS. They took a hit on the GameCube when that first came out, and I think they know the situation and they know the competition, and I think they'll do it at 300. But we'll see. I don't think they even know right now what it's gonna cost. Um, it probably hinges on the reaction at E3. If it totally bombs, then it'll probably be pretty cheap. I guess we should be hoping it bombs at E3 in that case. Do you guys have any expectations that the next Sony and Microsoft consoles will be announced?
No, I
No.
don't think they're going to get announced or showed. I think we'll see teasers, and we might see a trailer of some possible gameplay or trailers of next-gen games, but I don't think we're going to see any actual systems or prototypes shown. I think
be
that's
surprised if
I still think that's another year away because we're in a position where we really don't need a new system.
Yeah. I'm not expecting it either.
Yeah, they both kind of came out and said they're not going to announce new systems at E3. But there's always that chance that they'll do the whole Apple one more thing at the end of the conference and be like, oh, this is our next console. But I think that's kind of slim at this point.
Sony sucks at keeping secrets and it would have been leaked by now.
Yeah, that's true. And Microsoft's all about plugging Connect and its social services, whatever. It'll be interesting to see if they can make their conference this year any better than last year, because last year's was pretty terrible. Last year's Sony conference was actually kind of okay. I remember live chatting with Spooey and Ryan during it. It was actually kind of fun doing that. Maybe I'll do that this year too.
I'll be on the TV with the notes, writing down.
So those systems will be probably a year after Wii U. Hopefully the power gap won't be that big. Not much going on in the gaming world.
I mean, they released trailers.
Trailers. Tomb Raider trailer.
Metal Gear Rising.
What was that?
Metal Gear Rising.
Right, the Metal Gear Rising trailer. I haven't watched that yet.
Awesome.
Have they released the RE6 trailer? That's got to be coming, right?
No,
They have for a while.
Well, they announced it a while ago. I'm just wondering if they.
Yeah, they've got a full trailer and everything. Stuff's out there. Like honestly, I'm not overly excited for this year's E3, but I haven't been the past 2 or 3 E3s. It's just we're gonna see some games on systems we already have. Here's some features that I probably am not gonna care about, and that's it.
Yeah, I think the big problem is that publishers has been releasing info too early.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it seems like they're spreading their info out more throughout the year instead of just building it up to E3. So
Like
it's
Black
not...
Ops should have waited till E3.
Yeah.
The whole Konami thing, I don't see why that couldn't have been at E3 on some stage, even if it was tacked onto another speech or something.
Assassin's Creed.
Well, Assassin's Creed, when was that actually announced? I want to say that was at a convention.
No.
They had the trailer at PAX.
Yeah, that was the first public trailer, but like the game had been announced and they had released a trailer after something.
Hold on, I wrote
don't
about
remember
this.
what.
I'll find the date. Give me a second. March. Like around
Really?
March. Yeah.
So that was right before PAX then.
So that was kind of a convention, a rather small one, but yeah, that could have waited till E3.
But you know, these games, they have like 2-year release schedules, and E3, they can't go to the E3 in their first year, and the second year it's kind of too late to announce them. You know, that gives...
That's why you wait the second year and just, hey, here's this game, guess what? It's gonna be out in 4 months.
Yeah, but I think one of the big things, I mean, I may be wrong on this, but my perception was games that get announced like 2 or 3 years in advance are like, you know, the big AAA games, like in 2005 when RE5 was announced, and you know, a bunch of those other games. I was like, wow, we're gonna be waiting so long for these, but this looks so cool. It kind of like gave this air that these games were like, I don't know, bigger and better or something, you know. And the wait was kind of really excruciating. So I guess
It just led up to disappointment.
yeah, I guess that's
i.e.
true.
Twilight Princess for me.
Right, yeah. Same kind of situation. But then they did the opposite for Skyward Sword. They basically announced it and showed it off, pushed it hard, like 6 months before it came out, and it's still kind of like people were still kind of not that hot on it.
Well, that was because by the time that Skyward Sword came out, everyone pretty much given up on the Wii. Most people traded in their Wiis, or just didn't even bother to get one, because there's really nothing else to play, and spending $100, $150 on a system for a single game is something that the average person's not going to do.
I don't really buy that argument, though, because the Wii, by that point, had built up an entire library of games. So if you're going to buy a Wii, it's not going to just be for one game.
But if you didn't have a Wii before then, if those library of games that consistently have come out the past couple years was not enough to convince you to buy one, why would one game suddenly make you want it?
Well, there's a difference between a library of games that you're interested in and a system seller. Like, the Vita has a lot of good games, but no killer app, no system seller.
It doesn't even have good games.
Well, yeah. Well, it's debatable. I mean, some people, it's all down to taste, but the ports were pretty good. Doesn't have a lot of horrible games, I'll have to say.
I think that's another thing that's just kind of ruined my, I guess, anticipation or my excitement for E3, is that we've gotten so many freaking HD remakes of things on all the systems, and just so many things have been redone and rehashed and just reuse that I'm not expecting anything different.
Right.
I'm not expecting anything new, so I'm not really excited because I know I'm just probably going to see the same stuff again.
Yeah.
Microsoft is going to show a bunch of Kinect stuff. Woohoo! I don't care.
And Gears of War.
We've got a new Gears of War. Woohoo! I don't care.
And Halo.
Halo. Woohoo! Wait a minute. We already have Halo. There's just no room for new IPs anywhere. No one wants to bother trying, and it's just making everything stale. If anything, that's part of the reason why I'm enjoying Dragon's Dogma right now, is that even though it borrows a lot of gameplay mechanics from other games, it's something kind of fresh. Yeah, it's not great, but I'm getting enjoyment from it because it's something that I really don't have anything else to compare it to.
I definitely agree with you there. This generation has been pretty horrible compared to past generations when it comes to the new IPs getting made. But the ones making new IPs are kind of moving on from standard console development to digital development, handheld development, smartphone development, and it's something that I really hope the big three have solutions for next generation. Like, I really hope. I mean, Nintendo is really weird in that they haven't really traditionally cared about online, but then they go out of their way to attract indie developers to the WiiWare service. Like they went out of the way to Pixel for the Cave Story remake. They went out of the way to Team Meat for Super Meat Boy, which was originally a WiiWare exclusive game before the hardware completely made that unsupportable. And they did this whole conference like last month, Idea Me, in Europe, which was like a gathering of indie developers. So it's really weird to me that Nintendo really has this good relationship with indie developers, and I hope it blooms into something. Like they really make Wii U and 3DS easy to develop for, easy to get dev kits for as time goes on. And one of the things I think is kind of killing indie development right now is the ESRB ratings requirement. Like that's like, I forget the amount. It's like $3,000 or something. And yeah, it's not that much, but it's still money coming out of their pockets, and it's still something they have to do for every single region they want to release the game in. So I think they should just do their own generic rating system, like good for kids, good for teens, good for adults. Just sidestep the whole ESRB thing. But that's kind of a long shot.
Which isn't gonna happen. The ESRB's not gonna let that fly.
Yeah.
You want to sell it without selling it yourself independently, it's gonna have to get a rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a double standard because on smartphones, games can basically rate themselves and say, what age group they're good for. And the ESRB kind of ignores them. But then if, one of the console manufacturers tries to do it, they'll probably be all up in arms about it. But I think it is either that or the ESRB needs to change their tactics and have some kind of fluid licensing system or rating system that scales the price up and down depending on how big the developer is. I do hope we see more new IPs at E3. But E3
That'd
is
be
kind
nice,
of...
because that's one thing. I will applaud Naughty Dog for at least trying. And the one thing that I think all these big developers need to realize is you can take the source core gameplay of one of your best sellers, polish it up a little bit, add maybe a couple new features, add a new story, create a new character, and it's still going to be as good as your name brand game. And that's pretty much what they're doing with The Last of Us. It's essentially Uncharted in a city with these two new characters. And it looks amazing.
Yeah, I think there was a game trailers, top 10 hyped or most anticipated E3 games, and Last of Us was literally the only new IP on it. Um, and that kind of speaks to a more overarching problem with um, the gaming media and gaming consumers right now, is that for the most part it's all about, HD shooters and sequels, and it's not, it's really hard to get something different
But it's not all
produced.
the developers' fault. It's also the consumers' fault because most of the gaming community doesn't feel comfortable going out and trying this new stuff, which is extremely sad.
Yes,
That's probably the reason why people are mad about the new Metal Gear Rising.
why is that?
Because it's not Metal Gear, it's not stealthy, it's more of an action-based game. It's essentially Vanquished, and Vanquished was great. I loved Vanquished.
Well,
It's
you
robotic Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
I think it looks awesome.
It looks amazing. I'm so excited for it.
I mean,
Like Bayonetta, come on.
you put Platinum Games logo on the box, and it's pretty much guaranteed to be freaking awesome.
It's gonna appear to the hipster indie crowd. You're gonna at least get sales from them, and that'll be enough to let you make another game. Which is pretty much perfectly fine for Platinum Studios, because that's generally what they aim for.
Another thing that kind of messes with me is how people are mad that you're playing as a cyborg Raiden, how over the top it is. But if you've seen Metal Gear, what he does in Metal Gear Solid 4, it's still a little over the top with what Raiden can do. Like, that twirling thing he does in that GIF?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, he does that in Metal Gear Solid 2, but there were two of them.
Huh.
It's like all crazy.
I hope that game originally was announced to have a PC version, but then it was quietly unconfirmed. So I do hope there is a PC version of Rising coming out eventually. So swinging away from gaming for a second, Toonami was revived last Saturday. I watched it. Anybody else watch it?
No.
No. I don't have.
Losers and heathens, both of you.
I don't think I was home.
You're not watching Sherlock, you can't say anything.
Oh, I tried to watch Sherlock, okay, but Netflix was like...
It's on PBS. It's his website. Go watch it.
PBS doesn't stream video stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Get
That's
that
how I got to watch the last episode.
Which was fucking amazing!
What is it, only 3 episodes again for the second season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like 3 mini movies.
Right. I watched the first season, so I guess I'll take a look at them over the weekend.
Good.
Me too.
But
embrace the greatness.
we need to...
I got stickers.
We need to all tune in to Toonami tomorrow because the ratings need to get better for them to keep it. And I know we all love Toonami because we're awesome.
If I happen to be home, I'll watch it. I don't know if I'll be home, though.
Well, even if you're not home, like, I don't know, set up like a webcam in front of your TV and then watch it on your droid.
Or you could just turn on the TV, leave it on, just walk away.
That's also
That's right.
true.
Yes.
That would count, I guess.
But that would require me to be home to turn the TV on.
I'll just leave it on. I mean, what's the power bills like in South Carolina?
Our bill this month's $350 between 3 people.
Holy crap. That's
Oh.
like 3 times what mine is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see my comment on Facebook? I was like, South Carolina has a downtown?
Yeah, that's where I fucking live.
I thought it was just all empty expanse.
Nope. We've got a city.
Huh. Good for you.
I know, right?
South Carolina's really making itself into something.
Slowly but surely.
Well, I guess I'll be watching that tomorrow, even though the current lineup isn't that great. But it's something to watch.
I've just been watching Metalocalypse.
Stealth, you need to turn as well. You need to get
I
everybody.
finished
watching
all
it.
the season of Mad Men on Netflix that they have available.
I still want to get into that show. I've watched like one episode or 2 episodes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's enjoyable, but I don't know why. It enraged me
Bad.
more than I
Oh my
liked
God.
it.
Oh my God, Breaking Bad's coming back. I'm so excited.
Breaking Bad.
Yes,
I heard that
What's
show
the-
sucks.
that show's amazing.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm more excited about the new season of Breaking Bad than I am The Dark Knight Rises.
You're crazy.
That's how excited I am.
Is
Can I-
Heath Ledger coming back to play as the Joker?
No. In fact, Nolan confirmed that they're not even mentioning the Joker in the entire movie.
Ah,
And also, the movie's like almost 3 hours long.
that's a long-ass movie.
It
Apparently,
needed to be.
if you see it in IMAX, then there's going to be like an intermission because IMAX cameras or projectors can't run that long, so they have to have intermissions.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to see it in IMAX, and apparently, although I'm not thrilled about there being an intermission, I'm actually kind of glad because I usually drink too much soda during movies, and I usually miss out on some key scenes.
I'll just watch it in regular theater.
Yeah, I'll go to a regular theater. I'm not gonna pay extra money to see it
Well,
on a huge
you're not
screen or
real
anything.
Batman fans like I am.
This gift is so hypnotic.
It'll be interesting to see if that movie comes close to making what the Avengers made.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
the chips are against it because it's a more mature film, it's a longer film, meaning they can't show as many times during the day, and there's no 3D, so they can't make money from the 3D tax. But it'll be interesting.
Even though they're entirely different movies and I'm expecting great things for Dark Knight, but oh my God, the Avengers.
Avengers
So fucking good.
Whedon really made that movie. Like, if it wasn't for his dialogue and his attention to detail of the characters, that movie would have fell flat on its face, I think.
Like, everyone gets their shining moment like a dozen times.
Yeah.
So good.
I did take great pride in seeing, as a longtime Whedon fan, seeing Cabin in the Woods, which Whedon wrote, and The Avengers, which he directed and wrote, in the top 10, like the same week. I was like, wow. He's got 2 movies, both of them have greater than 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and both of them are in the top 10 box office.
Haven't seen Cabin in the Woods yet. I want to, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me neither.
I need to see it.
Don't spoil it.
I'm gonna add it to my rotation this October for my Halloween horror-thon. But still kicking myself that I didn't see that. I do want to see Chernobyl Diaries, even though there's kind of mixed opinions about that. Just seems like the kind of movie I dig. Just the setting and the mockumentary kind of camera style. You interested in that stuff?
First time I've heard of it.
Chernobyl Diaries, really?
Uh-huh.
It's about this group of extreme tourists who go to Russia, and then they get someone to give them a tour of Chernobyl, which is where the nuclear meltdown reactor happened.
Yeah, I know what Chernobyl is.
So it's this whole entire abandoned town, and then like their car gets sabotaged, so they can't leave, and they're like stalked by like nuclear mutant things. And I know I'm not explaining it very well, but
so it's Stalker as a documentary.
the trailers really had a really good couple scary moments, but then they put all the best parts in the trailer anyway, so maybe that's off.
Yeah. I'm waiting on Prometheus.
Prometheus, I'm gonna go see that in IMAX too. A week from Tuesday.
I'll check it out at some point.
I got the Aliens collection on Blu-ray a couple weeks ago, and I watched Alien and Aliens.
How much was it?
All the way through for the first time. I think it was like $40, 45.
And they dropped it down to 30.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, but whatever. I have it now. I still have to see Alien 3.
That's okay.
I should watch that over the weekend too. And 4.
I like 4.
That's another movie Whedon wrote.
Yeah, but apparently the original script was like better
Yeah.
than the actual movie.
Yeah, that's what usually happens. Like, and the original version of Aliens 3 was a lot better,
Yeah.
apparently, because Fincher directed that movie. I really hope they let him do the Dragon Tattoo sequels. Doesn't sound like they're gonna let him do it. Frickin' Sony.
I'm looking forward to the new Star Trek movie for obvious reasons.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'll start looking forward to that when they release the trailer.
Yeah. The first movie was really good, so yeah.
Yeah, the first one wasn't bad.
It was really good. As far as Star Trek movies go, it was like one of the best. Easily.
I don't know about that. But that might just be because I grew up with Jean-Luc Picard.
I did like Genesis and what was the other one?
Next Generation?
There goes the end song.
No, the first two Next Generation movies.
Oh, Genesis and Nemesis.
No, not Nemesis. Nemesis was like one of the 7th or 8th one. What was the other one?
First Contact.
First Contact. That I like that movie.
Oh, we're talking about aliens or something.
No.
Oh.
No,
We're talking
no,
about
the
Star Trek.
Star Trek movies.
Yes. It's kind of like I'll start looking forward to the new Star Trek movie when they release a trailer for it. Like I didn't start looking forward to Skyfall until they released the trailer for it, and
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
holy freaking crap, this movie's gonna be awesome.
Wait, hold on. Give me a minute.
Skyfall. Man, that trailer was amazing. Like the cinematography and oh man, all the colors, and it's such a huge contrast to what was the last one, Quantum of Solace, which I liked. I like Quantum of Solace, but it was kind of
Yeah, the newer James Bond movies weren't bad.
it was kind of
What?
muted. But I really, really dig the trailer for Skyfall.
Which movie? Oh yeah.
Um,
It doesn't really tell what it's about, but it looks good.
well, I read a synopsis like
Yeah, so did I. Is that-
M has a bunch of secrets from her past or something. But every
Wait, what exactly is it? I haven't really been paying attention to movies.
Skyfall. It's a 007 movie. Basically,
So
M-
Daniel Craig?
yeah, Daniel Craig.
Alright, I'm sold.
Okay.
Judy Dench has this bunch of people from her past trying to mess her up or something. And I'm looking forward to that too, because it sounds like they never really did much with the characterization of like the
M.
secondary characters in Bond movies. So I'm interested in this as a look into M's past, personally.
You see that poster?
Which one?
The upside down Big Ben.
Yes, I did. That's an awesome poster. You posted that on Twitter, didn't you?
Yeah.
And like, I hope they released like the little techno mix they had at the end of the trailer. It sounded freaking awesome.
Did you see the new Jason Bourne?
Every part of that movie in the trailer. I'm not even that big of a Bond fan, but I thought that was an awesome trailer.
They released a new Jason Bourne trailer.
I saw that too. Looks okay.
It's awesome.
They could it looks like they're respecting the original movies, which I like, but they're also introducing like a sci-fi part of it, like remotely killing the agents. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Give me a second.
Any movies you're looking forward to, Steph? Besides the obvious ones.
No. Like I said, I really haven't been paying attention to movies. So I don't even know what's been announced or anything like that.
Prometheus.
It's gonna be good.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Actually, look, every time I see more of it, I'm more excited for it.
I'm still iffy on it. I mean, I see like some awesome footage, and then I'm like, I see some footage that I'm like, what? But I'll see it. Um, Dark Knight Rises,
Yeah.
Hobbit Part 1 in
Oh my
September.
god, I'm so excited for that one.
Not really looking forward to that one. I'm not that big of a Lord of the Rings fan. But,
Oh,
and then Skyfall, November 9th. Still can't believe that's coming out this year. It's like we didn't know anything about it, and then it's like coming out in 5 months. It's crazy. Um, Alrighty, so that might be enough for the movie tangent. And we're coming up on the hour mark, so before we leave, I wanted to make a couple announcements regarding the production of the G-Form Epic, which some of you may or may not be aware of. Um, Stell, tell me you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Okay, cool. Then we can continue. Um, Steph recorded some lines like last week, I think. Um, those are still like the only lines, I think. I have to record mine. I have to coordinate with other people. But two big announcements. Big announcement number one, it's going to have a name change. It's going to be called Project Epsilon. This should hopefully be the last name change. It used to be called G-Form Show, but this should be the last name change. Project Epsilon. I'm really excited about that name.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it ties into like Project G-Form and the whole project thing. And then Epsilon, I'm not going to really say what that ties into, but it does tie into something in the show, thankfully. So that's cool. And big announcement number two, as of today, we actually have locked in an animator, which is awesome. Animator. So he has some things to do, and then he might not be able to do stuff in July, he said. But we should be able to get footage for a teaser trailer maybe before the summer ends, maybe not. We'll see. Um, he's actually a really, really good animator. I'm really happy with the person I chose. So that's that. Animation can start pretty soon. Concept art is almost finished for the characters. Scripts for the first two episodes are done. Third and fourth are about half done. I need to record my lines. TMS needs to record his lines. Need to get in contact with him and a couple other people. But yeah, it's moving along. We should be making the first episode really soon. Really excited.
Sweet.
Plus, I have some other miscellaneous things I want to say in tomorrow's weekly update. Alright, I'm feeling my voice leave me from talking so long. Anything you want to say before we close the episodes?
Do you like Andy Samberg,
Andy Samberg?
SNL?
Yeah, what about him?
He left SNL.
Oh, well, he was kind of doing his own Lonely Island stuff, right?
Yeah. But like he announced today that he was leaving, so Lazy Sunday 2 is like his goodbye.
Oh, they made a Lazy Sunday too.
You didn't know that?
No, that was like the first one they made way like 6 years ago, right?
Dude, that's where my Ivy came from. Yeah, I'll post it.
And remember I watched that only because NBC was throwing like a hissy fit over their stuff being on YouTube. Like it was a big controversy back then.
I actually saw the episode when it first aired.
Oh yeah.
Jack Black was hosting.
I still think the Natalie Portman rap is my favorite. That was the second one they did.
Have you seen the 100th digital short video?
No.
It's fantastic. You should see it.
Well, I'll make a thread for it, and I'll be sure to check it out.
I will.
It's
amazing. Oh my god.
Okay. Steph, anything you want to say?
At the moment, no.
Because you're preoccupied playing WoW, probably.
Got 2 copies of Sherlock on DVDs, on Blu-rays.
Yes, I do.
I still don't get that.
Why don't you have 2 of them?
Because the show sucks.
No, there's a reason behind that. Whenever I ordered it, um, my neighbors decided to keep it for like a month. It shipped on time. It shipped on time, but it was shipped to the wrong apartment, and they just didn't bother to tell me that they had it. And so after like 2 or 3 weeks passes when I was supposed to get it, I contact Amazon UK and was like, hey, I haven't gotten this. And they're like, oh, that happens a lot with international import, so here's another copy. And the same day that I got my second copy, my neighbors brought my original copies to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
So now I have 2, and I can't watch either one.
Why?
I got them because the PS3 was supposed to be region-free, but that's only for games. That's not for Blu-ray movies. As I found out the hard way.
Stuff.
Okay.
Which means that my options are either A, buy the American versions of the Blu-rays, or go all out and buy a European Blu-ray player.
Oh, okay.
Which chances are it's probably what I'm gonna do, because Blu-ray movies are actually cheaper to import than they are to buy here. So it'll be much easier to get Doctor Who.
Buying both Blu-rays and or a European Blu-ray player, those might actually cost the same amount and stuff.
Doesn't matter.
Because
Going
BBC
all
America
out.
overcharges all their stuff.
Yeah, you want this $60, but it's like 10 in England. Doesn't matter. Like I think I got both seasons, and even with the shipping, it was still cheaper than buying season 1 on Blu-ray here.
Yeah.
I paid like $37 for both of them with shipping, and it's like $44.
That's freaking crazy. BBC America needs to get their stuff together. Alright. I'm signing off. Thank you everybody for listening to our very boring conversations. And sorry I sound so sick, but you know, that's how things go.
Y'all know what Get Glue is?
Huh?
Get Glue.
What about it?
You get stickers. Like if
For
you
watching
tune in.
things or something.
I got 1, 2, I have 5 Sherlock stickers.
Good
for
night, everybody.
adventures.
Good night.
I'll end it there.
Some men are coming to kill us. We're gonna kill them first.